What's up, everyone? James Lynch here doing a quick reaction video to the Dan Hooker Mateusz Gamrot fight that just took place at UFC 305. If you haven't seen the fight, please turn this video off. I don't want to be the guy to spoil it for you. All right, it is Dan Hooker pulling off the upset, getting the decision victory over Mateusz Gamrot. Well deserved. This was a close fight, but this was the right call in my opinion. And I was very surprised how well Hooker fought tonight, just coming in here off that layoff, off the injury, and he just took it to Gamrot. In that first round, Gamrot looked really good. He had Hooker on his back. It looked pretty dominant. But then once Gamrot got tagged later in the fight, Hooker was just all over him. I think Gamrot honestly was trying to be a bit more exciting. It's something he said to the broadcast booth after the fight, being like, look at me now. I think him trying to fight entertaining actually worked against him. He kind of played into Dan's game. Dan showed that he was the better striker tonight. Gamrot not really getting a ton of takedowns, not really utilizing his wrestling a ton throughout this fight. I thought Gamrot won the first round, and then after that, I think Hooker won rounds 2 and rounds 3. They were close rounds, but ultimately, I think Hooker did deserve this victory here. And credit to Dan Hooker. Again, I want to go a couple fights back. There were a lot of fans who said Dan Hooker's out of the UFC. He's no good. A lot of people picked Jalen Turner against him. Dan Hooker coming through now after that. Remember, he got knocked out by Arnold Allen and then moved back up. And ever since then, 3-fight win streak, biggest win of his career, I think you could say at this point in terms of where the division is and everything. I mean, Gamrot, let's not forget, was the backup initially for the original Islam and Charles fight last year. And a lot of people felt like this was a guy that should have been, close to getting a title shot, if not getting a title shot. And now he loses this fight. So this kind of clears up the the lightweight picture right now, because Gamrot was a name, I think, that had he won here, he would have been behind the winner of Arman and Islam. I don't think that, Hooker getting this win is going to get him a title shot. I think he needs another fight. Looking at the rankings right now, though, Dan Hooker's in a very good spot. So if we're looking at lightweight right now, Gamrot's number 5. Hooker should be taking that spot. I think the fight to make now, depending on if the timing works out, would be Charles Oliveira and Dan Hooker. I know that's crazy, but I think that certainly makes sense next for Dan Hooker. Huge win for him. If he beats Oliveira, then he's definitely in title contention. But I do think Hooker's going to need one more fight. I don't think just edging out the split decision is going to be getting the fight done. So isn't end up going to getting that title shot. So yeah, full marks to Dan Hooker. All the credit to him. Again, 2022, a lot of people were saying this is it, and here he is now in the contender spot. This was a fight that has put him into the contenders conversation, and Dan Hooker with a great performance. Gamrot back to the drawing board. He'll have to fight someone else after losing this fight. So I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. How did you score this fight? Again, I picked Gamrot going in. I thought Gamrot was going to win a decision. It's Hooker who ends up getting it done. I thought Hooker won. I don't think there's any debate there. What do you want to see next for Dan Hooker? Do you like my idea of Oliveira? Is there someone else in the mix that you think would work? Maybe the winner of BSD and Moicano could work as well too. Although no, forget that, because obviously Hooker just beat Gamrot. He's ahead of those guys. So I'll scratch that off the list. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of this fight. And also remember, I'm going to be doing a post-fight show immediately following the main event of UFC 305. My name is James Lynch. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.